Hello, Proveit Committee. I'm so excited to be here. And we want to establish something on campus called the Student Center for Community Arts, but we'll get to that later. Our team, Jason Blanco, is just really a really good communicator. He's put on a bunch of shows. He's founded The Art Life, and I've worked very closely with him.
And it is an absolute privilege to be here and to be thinking about arts culture and how to progress it even further on UMBC campus alongside the amazing, wonderful, as well, just as great communicator and artistic visionary that is Duncan Winger, who is an excellent person and And on behalf of Dana Ragsdale, who can't be in this beautiful WebEx meeting, he is also involved in putting on events programming on campus and making sure that we can build communities as effectively as possible.
Why do we want to establish a center for the arts? Arts are integral for bringing people of diverse backgrounds together to express themselves and really be in dialogue with each other. And because of this peculiar importance of art, we wanted to focus on art for building community.
Duncan and I are two young rascals with a dream to see humanity flourish and to see how artistic pursuits can bring people together to realize their deepest creative inclinations and also to be in collaboration with one another. And that is why we've embarked on a journey aside from this project in creating the Art Life student organization, which already has brought together over hundreds of students to come out to shows in just the last fall semester and also raise over $500 for different charities in the Baltimore and DC area. And in doing so, building the bridges that have been so meaningful to us and why we've gotten to doing this in the first place.
So our mission is a lot similar to that of the art life, but we differ in a couple key ways. First of all, we are seeking to bridge divides through larger events and really act as a facilitator and resource for different student orgs to be in collaboration with each other and also to access the sort of higher institutional structural like systems, those resources like the Year of the Arts, Arts Plus resources, really being a bridge between student orgs and the other centers and people on campus.
From the moment I walked into UMBC campus's doors, the first things that were being told to me about what to expect about my education here at UMBC is that first and foremost, community and the importance of people and the cultural backgrounds and the ideas that they're bringing into the university would be of utmost importance. And what that also means, and not just being somewhat of a commuter school, but also a school that attracts many different kinds of intellectually minded people, it's that we're talking about the importance of diversity on UMBC campus and what that means for any kind of organization or institution on campus that's trying to build these sort of pillars and bridges between departments and students. So far, just in our time in doing the art life, we have seen how putting on these community events in which have brought together different sorts of arts, ranging from music to poetry to other kinds of recitations. We find that these kind of cross collaborations really do bring out the best in the UMBC student population and reflect back into what UMBC hopes to see in its brightest minds.
So we offer a lot of benefits. Students are going to gain just tons of skills and resources. Staff are going to gain publicity and maybe even mentees. And
Baltimore is what gives us a lot of traction. And so it becomes utmost important to us in seeing the opportunity we have as student leaders to make those kind of bridges that are really vital in bringing Baltimore City into our own circulation on university campus.
we actually know quite a few people through our many dialogues, people we could collaborate with, um, and we will continue to develop more relationships in addition to these. But we know a lot of directors of programs, chairs, and really supportive people from the Center for Democracy and Civic Life, whose mission is very similar to ours. We just would do it a lot more through art and with a student-centered focus. And the student orgs, we've attended many of these. We know people from these. These are the people coming out to our shows in the art life. They are our peers. So what are we actually gonna do? At the start of every semester, we plan to do a party, which is like an arts festival, sort of involvement fest-esque thing, where all the creative organizations on campus are gonna come together in the Commons Terrace. There's gonna be live music. There's gonna be artists selling their work,
And it's
and
ambitious
there's
students
gonna be
from these
tables with
organizations
each
that we
of
would
these different
really be looking
organizations doing
to
something
join our
creative and
committee
inviting and
and help
really
broaden the
getting
process.
people involved in a new way, in a creative way. And we are actually planning one of these this semester with SEB, and we're going to gain a lot of experience from that. Then also, we plan to do a mural event every semester where we can beautify campus, but also have people in dialogue and work to create something bigger than themselves on campus.
In the pop, when we talk about the black box or numerous other performing spaces, um, after doing the math, it shows that they are used on average 2 times in a given semester, any one of those spaces. And we want to be able to use those performing art spaces to do exactly what they were built and put there to do, performing arts, and then yield the possibilities of
And
community.
actually,
And
this
with these community
semester,
shows,
we
also
partner with the
accomplishing
GS
building those
department
bridges between
to do
UMBC
murals on
campus and
campus in the
Baltimore City
Sondheim
proper.
basement,
And what that
another
looks like is
route
bringing
through which we'll gain
performing
experience.
artists, bands to come headline at shows, headline bills that will feature UMBC bands. If we're talking about the music scene here on UMBC campus and you don't know about it, there's metal bands, there's rap artists, there's hip hop artists, there's indie rock artists. And what this means is we're able to make those connections, not just in a metaphorical sense between the school and the city, but we're also talking about very literal connections to exposing these scenes to one another and informing one another.
And we also want to put on a couple talks, spaces of dialogue where students and faculty can discuss maybe like an arts professor on forum with a philosophy professor, just create some cool collaborations. You might be thinking, along with this, there seems to be a lot of challenges. We are being very ambitious, trying to put on all of these events each year, and how will this be sustainable for the future? Well, we're not doing this alone. We're doing this with a committee of students and also collaborating with student orgs and finding other resources on campus to do this. We are planning to really find low cost solutions for as many things as we can to make this sustainable and make the budget last as long as possible.
About how we are planning for long-term sustainability, we're also talking about the fact that Duncan and I are both underclassmen who right now are already seeing how the infrastructure for such an institution on campus can mold. Just through the art life alone, we've seen how community blossoms and how enthusiastic people have become to contribute in so many different ways. Certainly, in the funding of this project through this grant, it would become available to create stipends for artists who are performing, and also incentive for people to be able to use these shows and use these spaces as places for selling their art and making it independently sustainable.
Not honestly certain what being above a student organization means or what I guess establishing this long-term structure would look like. But we are willing to work with you and talk to, I guess, the people who would know that to establish this.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope in every single word and in every single slide that you can tell our enthusiasm for the arts and for UMBC campus is a place full of opportunities for people to get involved.
We look forward to continuing this dialogue with you.